accent. Gonna be fraction, attraction. Y'all don't wanna see action and accent. Screw, cause you don't know what the wiggle do. Giggle to, as you can see, your butt wiggle to. Fried and spin my bride and move your hide. Nothing over damn me in my side. Something of others are and I'm thin. I'm wondering, should I begin to kick your mom in the chin cause I'm a king?
You've just tuned in to part 2 of the Rap Box with DJ Def Touch. Today, DJ Def Touch is going to be showing us, the beginner aspects of cutting. For those out there that want to become a DJ, you see we're in the studio right now. He got his sheet. I guess that's, what's that on that sheet, DJ Def Touch?
These are all scratches that you should not learn at the moment because these are all advanced scratches. Click flare, orbits, boomerangs, autobahns, zigzags, lasers, tasers, swipes, clover tears, waves, dicers, scribbles, swing flare, and so Aquaman, and so forth and so on. Those are what you're not going to learn today.
Okay, so we're going to get to that in part 3 or 4.
Because I don't know all
of these DJ lessons. Today, though, with DJ Def Touch on the Rap Box, he's just going to be showing us the basic cut, basic juggle. Then he's going to give us a little advancement and show where he's at with it. And that's going to be it today for the Rap Box. So we're going to start it off now. DJ Def Touch, why don't you show our young DJs out there that want to become a turntablist the first cut. Show them the basic cut.
Our first basic cut, the first thing that you learn is the baby scratch. Is called a baby scratch because it's the first scratch you learn, so that's baby scratch. Most scratches, by the way, are named by the way they may look like something or it sounds like something, so thus the name. Or on the very last end, they're named after the DJ that maybe came up with the cut. But for the most part, it's usually it represents something. So like we're gonna go into baby scratches. It's the first scratch you learn. That's why it's called that. And we might get into transforming, and when you see how that sounds, it resembled it came out in the 80s, and it was the cartoon, and it resembled when they would say transform, the sound. So people call it the transformer scratch. But anyway, so the first scratch, I guess, would be, like I said, the baby scratch.
Yeah, let's get into that.
One of the things I guess I should explain to a lot of the young turntablists or DJs, whatnot. Look at your vinyl as a clock, okay? And nowadays, I know you got the Serato and stuff, but let's just assume you're dealing with vinyl, and you want to use the record as a clock. Your starting point, there's a clock at the top is 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you would like to find where your points are at on the clock. So if you have a sound and the way your record is marked, if you mark your record, give it some sort of arrow, or if it's a symbol on the record, when you turn that record and you find your sound, notice where it's pointing at, as if it was on the clock, and that will keep your reference point. So today we're going to go with one of the ah scratches. This is a famous scratch by, the noise, I can't think of it right now. I'll give you that information in a minute. But this is what a lot of DJs use to measure their practice with. So, like I said, we're going to go with the baby scratch. We're not going to use any crossfader on your mixer. We're not going to just keep that open, meaning it's on. I'm what they call, the way I DJ or use the fader controls, I'm what they call reverse, or the slang term and DJ term will be hamster. Meaning normally you, to cut the side of the record that I'm on, this turntable, number 2, you would bring the fader pointing towards it to the right. And then for this turntable number 1 on the left, you will move the fader to the left. I'm hamster, I'm opposite. So this is probably another advanced thing that I shouldn't be talking about right now, but I was just bringing it over. Anyway, so baby scratch. First thing you want to do is a forward scratch. And you bring it back without the fader. Forward and backwards. Forward, back. Forward, back. When you're doing any scratch, whether it's the advanced ones, speed is the last thing you want to do. Speed is the last thing to learn. Learn the mechanic of the scratch first before you start worrying about trying to be all fast with it. And all that bullshit. So you just want to go slow, baby scratch. Forward. And let's bring it back. I know it's kind of boring. But if you've never moved your hand in any of these motions, this will be a problem. This can seem complex because you have to do it to a rhythm. One of the speakers is going.
Okay, now where's your pointer for this record, for that scratch that you're doing right there?
I've labeled this record. This is an old beat up practice record I use. I didn't have it for years. But I've been put tape on it and it's marked. So as you see, the arrow right now is pointing at 12, but that's not where the sound is at. The sound is at about, let's just say 1, right there. It's at 1 o'clock. So I'm starting at 1 o'clock. Bring it right back at 1. Bring it right back to 1 and let go. 1 o'clock. Forward, back. Forward, back. Baby scratch. Forward, back. If we do it to a beat.
Y'all getting a lesson right here. DJ Def Touch. Perfect Eclipse on the camcorder. Working the directing skills while DJ Def Touch is in here working the turntable skills, giving y'all a lesson. Alright, so now we got the basic step for the baby cut. Now why don't you give us a little advancement and show us what they can become if they can practice and learn what you just given them.
Okay, with that being a baby scratch, the next scratch that I would bring into play would be to use the fader, and that's called cutting. Cutting involves cutting the fader on and off. Cutting. That's the term, also because it also sounds like you're cutting. You don't hear the back scrape as you do with the baby scratch. With the baby scratch, when you go forward, you hear that, the forward sound, but you also get the back scrape noise. In reverse, you hear the sounds in reverse. So if I was to go with the ah sound, when I bring it back, you hear that. Cutting is different. Cutting involves the fader. Now, the way I'm cutting, like I said before, I'm hamster. So a lot of people aren't their standard. It's just the other way around. So with cutting, we're using the fader to eliminate the back scrape sound, so all we get is the forward sound. So it would sound something this is very basic. It'll sound like this. Now, I'm just doing it in like a one step. So if I was to continuously do it in a motion, it'll sound like this. Baby scratch, if I did it in that same motion, would sound like this. So you see you hear and notice the difference. Cutting with the fader. Very basic. To a beat.
right, DJ Def Touch, why don't you go ahead and give us a little flavor with that cut? Show us the outcome of practice.
Okay, well, practice would sound something like this. I'm going to not go too crazy with all the advanced scratches.
All right.
But I will advance some of the ones that we've done and add a little extra. I'll add what's called jabs or stabs to the cutting. It's another version of cutting, but it's a little more precise. And I'll keep it like that.
It's scratching.
All this came from the basic skill they just showed you of the scratching and the cutting. Anything beyond that is practice and repetition.
Might do with this. And I'm gonna put some more advanced scratches in that we haven't even talked about yet. Just as I don't know, like food with it.
I mean, it's just an advancement of what you just showed them, right? The basic step that you showed them.
Some might be two scratches in there that we haven't talked about, which would be transforming and chirps.
Right, but the basic hand movement, I mean, of it.
For the cutting, yes. Not for the chirps. Chirps is a different hand motion. So is transforming.
Right. But as far as the cutting, though. DJ Def Touch once again, tuning in to episode 2 of the Rap Box. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna end it out here. We're gonna get back with y'all for part 3 of this episode. Part 3 of this episode will be the aspect of the juggling. We will go through the aspect of the juggling. So tune in to part 3 of the Rap Box. As usual, we're gonna let our guests in with the final thought. Any final thoughts about cutting aspect?
But the cutting and just anything with DJing, you know, you gotta practice. It's just like a martial arts, man. It's constant. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I don't practice and then I get rusty. So you got to constantly go over it. It just won't stop, you know. It's like with anything, you gotta get constantly. You have to practice it. Keep remembering your patterns and just, you know, do it over and over till you don't think about it. Like Bruce Lee said, you don't think, you feel. You feel it. You can feel what you want to do, you know. And then with that, man, you'll be on your way.
Thank you for tuning in to Rap Box. Once again, tune in for episode 3, where we'll be going into the juggling.